Get ready for an epic tale of adventure and discovery. Buckle up as we dive into the thrilling story of the world's most prized relics, the enigmatic Ark of Covenant. In the early 1900s, a daring group of amateur archaeologists embarked on a perilous treasure hunt, sparking a global frenzy that had nations holding their breath. Governments kept it hush-hush for years to prevent all-out war. But now, we're about to uncover the shocking truth. Join us on Stufaf as we explore the legendary Ark's significance and how an unconventional crew of archaeologists might have ignited a powder keg between two powerful religious groups. Let's start our journey with the Finnish codebreaker, Volter Avelius, who cracked a biblical cipher in the late 1800s, revealing clues to the Ark's hidden location. Would you dare join this treasure quest? Imagine stumbling upon a cryptic journal that cracks open the secrets of history. That's exactly what happened when Finnish scholar Volter Avelius deciphered ancient biblical codes. Convinced he'd found the treasure map, Avelius pinpointed the Ark of Covenant's hiding spot, an underground tunnel in Jerusalem. But, with no sponsor to back his daring quest, Avelius needed a game-changing partner, and that's where Captain Montagu Brownlow Parker, a charismatic British aristocrat, came into play. Parker's connections and charm magnetized high-profile investors like the Duchess of Marlborough. Soon they had an impressive war chest worth $0.4 million to fund their expedition. In return for their generosity, Parker promised his backers. But here's the thrilling part. Their investment was just the tip of the iceberg. With the Ark and treasures from Solomon's Temple, they could have struck gold, literally, with an estimated worth of billion, a sum that'd make their investors' fortunes skyrocket. Now, you might think Captain Montagu Brownlow Parker joined the quest for all the right reasons. Faith or fortune. But hold on to your hats, folk. The real reason behind his adventure is straight out of a romantic novel. He wanted to win over a wealthy American divorcee with the most epic treasure hunt of their time. So, the divorcee's got a condition. Bring back the Ark of Covenant and she'll give Parker another chance. Feeling the odds were in their favor, our fearless leader assembled an unorthodox team of adventurers. Joining him on this wild quest was Lord Evelyn Baring, because who needs experience when you've got connections? There's also Madame Blavatsky, a Swiss psychic with a flair for the mystical, Wilfred Blunt, the English cricket champ with an eye for treasure, and finally, Lars Hansen, a Swedish steamboat captain who's never met a challenge he didn't want to tackle head-on. Together, they embarked on a mission that would turn into the ultimate archaeological mishap, a clandestine dig that turned into a full-blown international scandal, rocking the Middle East and leaving ripples that still echo today. Fast forward to the early 1900s. Parker's on a mission to Istanbul, with his ragtag team in tow, all set to snag that sweet excavation permit for Jerusalem under Ottoman rule. But as they touch down in the Holy City, some skeptical expats start whispering that maybe, just maybe, they should bring in someone who actually knows what they're doing. Enter our French archaeologist friend, on board with keeping a record of their digs at an astonishing 200 feet deep. Talk about ambitious. This pro documents their finds. Spoiler alert, no golden treasures from the temple or Ark sightings here. Their impressive haul consists of some seriously cool, ancient relics like Jewish flat lamps made from clay, red pottery jars, and metal sling balls. But sadly, nothing that'll get Parker off the hook with his divorcee sweetheart. Parker's not one to throw in the towel. No way. As his team starts to bail on him, he's like a stubborn rock, refusing to give up on the treasure hunt. He convinces some of the die-hards to stay and join him for another round of digging. Now, we're getting into some serious sneaky territory. Parker gets his hands on some local know-how and bribes the Muslim official in charge. The guards are sent packing to an Islamic festival, leaving the coast clear for a nighttime excavation mission. Parker and his crew slip into a shallow cave beneath the Dome of the Rock, pickaxes at the ready. But things quickly take a turn. Word gets out that these Christian treasure hunters are messing with sacred ground. And before you know it, the locals are hitting the streets, furious and ready for action. The plot thickens. Parker and his teammate make a hasty exit as things get heated. In the heat of the moment, they realize that their treasure hunt isn't worth risking their lives. But what exactly were they after? Let's dive into some fascinating history. We're talking about the Ark of Covenants, also known as the Holy Grail of the Old Testament. a seriously ancient and revered relic built over 3,000 years ago by the Israelites on their journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. Here's the cool part: it was constructed using super-specific divine instructions, down to the tiniest details like the exact dimensions and materials used. According to the script, this sacred vessel was made of acacia wood covered in pure gold, with golden rings at each corner holding wooden rods, also coated in gold. Talk about attention to detail. Let's dig deeper into this incredible artifact. So, those golden rods on the ark. They were designed to stay put and were actually used to carry it around. No lifting required. The cover, known as the mercy seat, was pure gold with 2 cherub statues perched on top. According to the biblical blueprint, the ark measured up about the size of a 19th century sailor's chest. Think compact but mighty. Its main job: safely storing the 2 stone tablets holding the 10 Commandments, along with a jar filled with manna from heaven and Aaron's miraculous staff that sprouted leaves. This vessel was no ordinary box. It played a starring role in many jaw-dropping Old Testament miracles. Check out these mind-blowing moments in history. When the ark's carriers stepped foot in the River Jordan, it literally split open, creating a path for the Israelites to cross. Talk about divine intervention. The ark was more than just an object of worship. They believed it served as God's direct link with their leader, Moses. But here's the thing: only a select few could even touch it. To move it, the bearers would grab those golden rods I told you about earlier. When the Israelites finally reached the Promised Land, they built an epic temple where they could honor their faith. Inside this sacred structure was a super exclusive room called the Holy of Holies. That's where the ark took center stage. And guess what? Only the high priest, after undergoing rigorous ceremonies to purify himself, got to enter this hallowed space once a year. The allure of the Ark of Covenant was so strong that it became a target for those seeking its power or trying to mock the Israelites' faith. And boy, has its disappearance been a wild goose chase. For centuries, people across the globe have tried to find this sacred relic, driven by various motives. Some noble, others not so much. Let's go back in time and see how it all began. After settling in the Promised Land, the Israelites were locked in a fierce battle with their arch-nemesis, the Philistines. With defeat looming on the horizon, the Israelite elders came up with a plan. They decided to take the ark into the heat of battle, hoping its presence would turn the tide in their favor. But here's the twist: this unorthodox battle plan backfired spectacularly. The Israelites got trounced, and the Philistines swooped in to seize the ark. They took it all the way to their temple in Ashdod, where they displayed it as a trophy for 7 months straight. But the gods weren't having it all. Mysterious plagues broke out across the land, and their temple was left looking like a war zone after a bizarre attack. The Philistines were like, we're good, and sent the ark packing back to Israel. Upon its return, King David stepped in and built a special tent in Zion to safely store this priceless relic. Fast forward to Solomon's reign, this king wasn't messing around. He built a jaw-dropping temple in Jerusalem back in 957 BC, and the inner sanctum where the Ark of Covenant was kept was literally dripping in gold. We're talking a staggering 8 tons of it. But little did Solomon know that his masterpiece would one day meet its match. 4 centuries later, the Babylonians rolled into town and the temple fell to their might. The question is, what happened to the ark? Did it get destroyed, captured by the enemy, or cleverly hidden away for safekeeping? Historian Flavius Josephus says it didn't even exist in the inner sanctuary when the Babylonians took over. But some accounts claim otherwise, leaving us with an epic mystery that's still unsolved. Let's dive into what the Bible says. King Hezekiah, a total rock star, was the last biblical big shot to lay eyes on the ark. During his reign, he protected Jerusalem from the Assyrian Empire by beefing up the city walls and building an incredible tunnel system, known as Hezekiah's Tunnel, which redirected water from the Gihon Spring into the Pool of Siloam. Some wild theories suggest that around 680 BC, the ark might have been secretly whisked away through this very same tunnel. Today, you can still explore parts of Hezekiah's Tunnel and the Pool of Siloam, but so far, no signs of the ark have surfaced. But here's another fascinating claim. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church believes they hold the key to the ark's whereabouts. According to legend, it was taken to Ethiopia before the Babylonians descended upon Jerusalem, where it still rests in St. now. Let's explore another jaw-dropping theory. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church swears they've got the real deal, claiming the Ark was smuggled to Ethiopia before the Babylonians invaded Jerusalem, with a duplicate left behind in the temple. They say it's still safely tucked away in St. Mary of Zion Cathedral, but the church has refused all requests to let experts take a peek, leaving us without solid proof. But wait, there's more. The Book of Maccabees tells another story, penned by an unknown Jewish author around 100 BC. It claims that Jeremiah got a heads up from God about the impending Babylonian invasion and was instructed to move the ark, tabernacle, and altar of incense to a secret cave. Supposedly, only when the time is right for God's people will the cave be revealed. But historians and archaeologists remain unsatisfied with this explanation, still on the hunt for answers about the mysterious disappearance of the ark. Here's the rewritten script, but here's another wild card. Some archaeologists think they know where the ark might be hiding deep beneath the ancient First Temple in Jerusalem, buried under a network of tunnels that predate its destruction by the Babylonians around 586 BC. The problem is, this area is now home to the Dome of the Rock Shrine, one of Islam's most revered sites, the very spot where Muhammad is believed to have taken his heavenly journey. With both religious and political sensitivities at play, the idea of excavating underneath it has been a recipe for disaster. In fact, when treasure hunters disguised as archaeologists tried their luck, they sparked intense unrest and chaos. So, until we can find another way to uncover the truth, this theory remains locked away with the ark itself. Here's the rewritten script. But let's be real, when some so-called archaeologists tried digging under the Dome of the Rock in the past, they sparked a firestorm. Tens of thousands of Muslims took to the streets worldwide, demanding justice and protesting against the alleged vandalism of this sacred site. The outcry was so intense that it almost brought down the government in Istanbul. Can you believe it? The governor and mayor of Jerusalem got the boot, but still, the anger persisted. It even came out that one of these treasure hunters had bribed Turkish officials to look the other way. But what really caught people's attention was when someone revealed that the payoff would have covered their entire national debt. Talk about a motive. But here's the wild part, though. This treasure hunt nearly kicked off a full-blown holy war. I mean, can you imagine if people had actually found and stolen from the Dome of the Rock? The fallout would have been catastrophic. Luckily, it turned out to be just a false alarm, but still, it was a close call. The whole ordeal left Parker's investors feeling burned and his love life in tatters. He ended up solo in London. It's crazy to think how one guy's obsession came so close to sparking global chaos. Now, about the legendary Ark of the Covenant. Was it really lost in the sands of time or cleverly concealed by those who knew its incredible power? Theories abound, but one thing's for sure, this ancient relic has captured our imagination